This is my 1999 Subaru Impreza that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for just £650. And I thought I got the bargain of a century with it only needing a £30 tyre to get it through its next MOT. But oh boy was I wrong. The Impreza had issues all round. It was emitting too many emissions out the exhaust, the headlights weren't adjusting, and the steering rack gaiter had split. But worst of all, there was rust, and quite a lot of it. Now this could have a big impact on what happens in this car's future, as rust is a killer for Japanese cars. And one of the welders that looked over this car said that most people scrap or strip them for parts when they get this bad. So I had a decision to make. Do I go and get the Impreza from the garage and take it straight down the scrapyard, or do I give this much deserved Impreza a second chance at life? Well, for me, it was an easy decision. I took it to the scrapyard. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's what my bank account would have loved, but instead, you now join me at the garage picking the Subaru up to go and get welded. Yeah, it's happened again.
Oh, look, the blimmin' door's falling to bits.
After a few more attempts to close the door, it was time to hit the road and get the Subaru welded.
That would have popped up on their ANPR saying, not MOT'd, no tax. Now the guy who's doing this quoted £500 to do all like the essential welding. So just the stuff that needs doing to get it through its MOT. I just want to get it through its MOT, get it roadworthy so we can drive it whenever we want. It doesn't sound bad, you know. The guy's also going to look at trying to weld up the exhaust where it's blowing in the joins. And it'll be interesting to see if that makes a difference of how it sounds. If that quietens it up even more, it probably will. Rough and ready roads. This is what this car was really designed to do. I mean, it feels good. Whoa, big potholes. Look at this, through the trees. Woo! Whee, big tractor, bloody hell. Well, there's a sign there that said, what could possibly go wrong, right? So that's surely, Christ, we're going through a dungeon. This is cool. What the hell? This looks like the kind of place that knows what they're doing.
So I parked up the Impreza and handed over the keys to the guys that will be saving this car's life, and all I could do was hope they don't find any more hidden surprises that could result in this car never being put back on the road ever again. And to my surprise, it all went pretty well. The passenger side rear sill was completely rotten through, but they managed to do a great job repairing it, along with the suspension mounting area that had a big hole, significantly reducing the structural strength of the car. There was also 3 leaks coming from the exhaust, and 2 of them came from the flanges, which needed completely cutting out and new ones welding in its place. The third and worst leak came from on top of the midsection, and it was so bad it had nearly blown off the heat shield. But now all those repairs were done, I could pick up the car and take it back to the garage for them to quickly fix the headlight and steering gaiter boot, and then it should pass its MOT.
We're back in the Subi. Oh, and it hasn't got the exhaust rattle now. This weather is so bad. Christ.
After driving through awful conditions to get to the MOT centre and quite literally speaking the result into existence,
it will pass, it will pass, it will pass, it will pass, it will pass.
I made it to the garage praying that this time will be the time that it passes. And do you know what happened? We got it through.
We're on the road, fully road legal, it passed the MOT. Let's go. I'm so gassed to be able to daily drive this now throughout the winter in the UK. This is going to be so flipping good. At one stage I really thought this was not going to get through, and it wouldn't have, to be honest, if I didn't fork out the money for it.
So how much did the Subaru cost me in total to get it back on the road? So the car itself was £650, which I didn't think was too bad, but there are a lot of expensive things that had to be done to this, so was it still worth it? Let me know what you think. The welding was a bit more expensive than we thought at £650, the literal same price as the car, and it went up because the exhaust needed more work doing than we originally thought. Parts were £229 and 92 pence, which consisted of the fog light, the driver's door, the rear exhaust section, and the front left tyre. And then we have the garage parts and labour and the MOT, which was £265 and 85 pence. That was things like the steering rack sleeve, fixing the headlight, installing the new tyre, new wipers, checking over the car, and completing the MOT. So in total it came to £1,795 and 77 pence, which is way more than I ever expected to spend on this car. So will I make a profit when I come to sell this car? I don't really know. I think I'll be lucky to get my money back at this point.
But I still want to do a lot of this car by going on adventures and challenging it on green lanes before we even think about selling it. When I picked this up from the welder, he actually said how good the rest of the car was. When they started to go in one place, they started going everywhere else. But he actually said this had started going on the strut tower and in the arch, but everywhere else seemed actually not too bad. There was a few little bits, but nothing to be worried about for a while. But now this is fully road legal. We can go anywhere, do anything in this car. So put your suggestions down below, what you want to see us do. I'm so gassed to have a manual and an auto, just to have the mix. It's so nice. Here we go, four-wheel drive. Oh, it moves, it flipping moves. It is good how it has electric mirrors. I didn't even think in 1999 they had invented electricity. So I don't know how they've done that. All right, we're gonna get off the main road and get on to more of the beaten track. Let's go. Subaru time. And we've only just hit the speed limit. Oh. Oh, it's so good. It's not quick, but you know what? It's quick enough. It's not fast, but you can rag it, you know? You can properly rag it. And you're still not even doing the speed limit. If you guys are looking forward to seeing more on the Impreza, then like and subscribe, because we are far from done with this car.